Hey, everybody. Welcome back to a new episode of Gravity Well Question and Answers. Figured that's how I'll go with the new title for this show, because I'd like to do question and answers. This morning I just woke up and I figured I'd work on the Gravity Well stuff, because, I don't know, too much time on Facebook's just going to get me banned. I almost got banned again this morning, so won the appeal, but I figured, fuck it, I'm not going to keep playing with fire. I should just go and work on my Gravity Well map some. It's weird. Why is this wine white today? That is not correct. What happened? I haven't seen one of my lines turn white like that. Yeah, so if anyone has any questions about the map, just hit me up and I'll try to answer or check out any locations you want to see. Yeah, this is all changed. What the fuck? That's weird. How the hell did it get changed? Oh well, at least I didn't reset to try to fix it. Okay, so I figured first thing I'll do today, maybe check out the weather patterns, see how it's interacting with the map. Yeah, I think I was going to share this too. I should try and share it. You think, there's a share button. Oh, sweet. So I'll put it on Twitter. I haven't put anything on Twitter in a while. Alright, if anyone else has got a location they wanted to share it, you can either mention it to me or share it yourself. That'd be great. Yeah, thank God I won the appeal. If not, I wouldn't even be able to share right now. Looks like my Reddit is broken right now, so I won't be sharing it to it. Holy, they got lots of share options, huh? Alright, so we'll begin. If anyone has any questions, go right ahead, add them to the chat. Yeah, what did I say? Yeah, I'll check out the weather first. Now, if anyone's wondering if they turn on the weather and it doesn't work on Google right away, usually what you have to do is change it up. I better check to make sure I'm not being called into work, too. No, it looks like we're good. Still no updates from work, so should be okay. Alright, let's see how these cloud formations are looking today. No, it's been neat. I've been checking out mainstream science. Hey, Shelly, how's it going? To see how their gravity well research is going, and they're making some pretty good progress lately. I'm impressed. Now, for a long time, I wasn't really too impressed with mainstream's approach to gravity. Even one of the scientists I like that researches water in the solar, well, space shows in general, he's adapted my water theory. I put it in his chat a whole bunch of times. I was like wondering if he would ever read it. Now, not only did he read it, but he's using it on the show. I'm assuming it's probably not from just me. He probably heard it from a whole bunch of viewers. No, I was just telling him, like, we got to stop portraying the myth that NASA has portrayed for years, that the solar system is rare to find water. I'm like, name one location where we haven't found water. It's like we found it on every planet, every moon, every asteroid. Even the fucking sun is shooting out water, for God's sakes. So yeah, now he's changed that on his show. He always says now that water is the most common thing to find in the solar system. None of this fucking water's rare bullshit. Ooh, look at the gravity well field on that one today. I'm almost wondering if there's going to be an earthquake there. God, that's some nice formation. I haven't seen one that big in a while. No, so what's new, Shelly? How's it going? Are you playing games today? I'm probably going to play some video games later, although I am pretty hungover from drinking too much yesterday again. Might have to wait a while. I never thought the gravity well field could even be that big. That's a significant size. It's like fucking the size of Australia. It's bigger than the United States. Now I think next I'll check out the earthquakes. Well, let's check out the regular earthquake pattern. See what we got for news. Nothing that new. We'll check it out on the left screen. Now you can see the downward spiral pattern that the earthquakes make here. That is pretty active recently. You can see where they went off. But nothing too significant to show up on the map. 6.3 in the Bismarck Sea was the last one. So that's just north of Papua New Guinea. Alright. So we'll check there out. Now, right now I'm just going to drink some juice because, man, I need to rehydrate. Hey, thanks for the likes, everybody. Gravity well shows aren't the easiest to get likes for. Now, some days I think I'm the only person that really likes the research, but maybe one day that'll change. Alright, let's get to the earthquakes. Enough with the weather. Check out that another time. Alright, now I'll just put on the active quakes. Let's put on all the quakes just for the fun of it. I shouldn't say all the quakes because they used to have an all quakes folder. Sadly, they got rid of it. Let's check out the Papua New Guinea ones that they were showing earlier. I'll show you the spiral formation. Yeah, you can see that it makes like a spiral formation. So in 1996 they had an 8.2 there. That's pretty significant. Year 2000 they had an 8-pointer. Alright, let's check out recent ones. I'm surprised all this area doesn't get pelted with earthquakes, because you can really see how it's pushing it apart. Normally places like that in the Caribbean, they get hammered really good. Turn on the blue field. Boom. Yeah, one of these days I gotta visit these islands. All of them look really nice. Barbados, Grenada, Dominica, Puerto Rico, Santo Domingo, Kingston, Havana. Yeah, don't worry everyone, my new computer is apparently shipping back today. So if it does get shipped back, I'll be so happy if it works. It'd be nice to be able to run the show on a stable computer again. When did those occur? The 13th of January. Now I can hardly wait to have the dual computer set up for this show. It should be pretty fun. Because man, I could really use a faster computer and run two versions of it at the same time. I want to do more work on the Mars comparisons. I'd like to show it to Billy Carson, but I don't think he'd have time. You never know though. He did come on my show once, so goes to show anything's possible if you try. Alright, let's correct some of these mistakes. It's pretty mind-blowing that each one of these lines, every time they connect somewhere, I usually have one of those red dots. So you can adjust it. And I had to draw each one by hand. I wish there was just a basic algorithm I could put in. Oh, there's a mistake. No, it's not the mega line. Ah, fuck. Wrong line. See, that's the thing. When I made these lines, I should have made them thicker because they're too thin and it makes it harder to grab them. I swear I never have that problem in other cases. Sweet. Think that was it. Yes. Alright, well instead of bitching, why don't I just fucking make them wider? Hopefully when I go to grab them, if they're 3 instead of 2, it'll make it easier to grab them. Should have never made them 2. Oh, that line does not look straight. I see quite a few bends in it. Yeah, what the fuck? don't know, sometimes I can see places where I tried to bend it to make it fit. I don't want to be doing that. Yeah, that's straight. I'm gonna call it a straight line, make it a fucking straight line. Now I think the thing is we're working on a completely spherical pattern with Google Earth, and obviously the Earth is not a perfect sphere. So I'm pretty sure that's where we're going to get a few spots where it's going to bend and not meet up properly. I don't know though, because really it's a diagram drawn out far enough from the globe that it should come close to a perfect sphere. If you zoom out far enough, right? See, the problem I had too is when I was using the regular measurements, I should show you. If you turn on the actual real measurements as something to measure off of to make sure you're doing it correctly, I'll show you how it turns out. Turn off the earthquakes for now. Turn on the regular. It's under grid. There we go. See, what I decided to do is do it drawing it freehand at first, but then I realized that when you zoom in on the pole, they actually put in a full grid at the poles, but they just make them white lines that are fainter. Here, let me see. Turn off the yellow. See how a normal globe actually has the full circle of all the degrees at the poles, and each one is a great circle. Like each one of these lines is the same type that I draw with mine on a Portalon chart, where it's actually a full circle around the globe. So that's why in a way you're lucky that with a traditional globe they give you all the measurements for one part of the map. They give you the prime meridian, the anti-meridian, and then they give you all these extra lines where they're supposed to be. So say if I want to draw one from 90 and all the way down to the, what is it, the equator, you can just measure 90 down here, right? So be like, oh, there's 90. So it's this line, and then you can mark it there. So now you can check on mine. That's what I used for a marker. See, right on the 90. But instead of just drawing the regular traditional map, I add those spin points on each one. So that's why it works out the way it does. So say here, I can mark and say, oh, to divide these two in half puts it right on, what is this, 85? No. No, 130. Shit, got it slightly off, huh? Or maybe it is on. It's hard depending where you zoom out. But anyways, all you got to do if you want to calculate this line's placement, oh, there it's lining up nicely, is divide the space between there and there in half, and then look at what it is when you divide it in half on here, get the measurement, and then just check down here to make sure that the numbers match. And once you get to the equator, and if it matches that line, then boom, you know that you've made the great circle even across the whole thing. So that's why I try to make the yellow layer the most accurate, because it's the one that I can measure the easiest to make sure it's perfect or true to the globe. That's why when people are saying, like, where did this point come from? Well, this point isn't really my point. It's just a calculation between the halfway points. It's always just splitting in half, and half, and half. That's all you really need is the prime meridian. Once you got that, or the anti-meridian, you can start drawing in the rest. That's why when people ask me for the formula or to give them my map, I'd almost rather everyone just make the map themselves and I'll give them the formula, because I know the formula and I wasn't very good at drawing it. So someone will be probably even better than me at drawing it. I'm assuming a lot of people would be better. And the formula isn't that hard. Just drawing everything in half, making everything a full great circle. See, wouldn't it be neat if the traditional globe gave you that option? Instead of just making all the top lines and the equator a full great circle, make all of them great circles, like mine. Or like Portalon charts. That's how they drew those too. Yeah, the ancient ship makers, like if Perry Reese lived today and he had Google Earth, he'd probably be shitting his pants. He'd be like, holy fuck, man, this is so much more fun to draw than what he had to work with back in the day. We're so fortunate to live in modern times. Like, there's no way I would come anywhere close to drawing this if I didn't have Google Earth to help. It's like, good luck. Imagine drawing this on paper. That'd be hilarious. Poor guy. I don't know how people did it in the old days. It probably would make sense if I learned how they did it, but man, it seems too complicated. Alright, so this is a question and answer. If anyone's got questions, go right ahead and we can check out other locations. Oh, Shiv's got a question. Thanks. He says, hello, sir. What this live vid is all about. This is about ancient gravity well maps, or I shouldn't say ancient ones. Ancient great circle maps, and how I think they might be connected to modern gravity wells. What you can see is it's a slightly variation from how you draw a traditional map. A lot of the lines are the same. I just make all of them great circles. So that's what's a little bit different from a traditional map. And it has nice alignments with the weather. It also has pretty cool alignments with earthquakes. So I like to study the map. It also lines up nice on Mars. Luckily for me, Google Earth was able to transfer this mathematical pattern. Oh yeah, here's the biggest gravity well I've seen yet. Look at the amount of space this one is generating. That's bigger than fucking the United States. But no, the cloud formations obviously vary from day to day. So it's neat to see how the gravity wells interact with them. And there's quite a few NASA documents where they've started to notice that gravity wells are affecting clouds. So this isn't really like breakthrough technology. It's pretty much well established that gravity wells do affect clouds. You can just type it into Google, gravity well or gravity waves and clouds, and you'll find a whole bunch of different articles on them. I think it's still a debate where exactly the well field is, but this is my best guess. It goes by the equinox. The equinox measures all these lines. A lot of them are like the tropic lines, Cancer lines, equator line, prime meridian line. The only difference is all of them are great circle lines, instead of just making some smaller. I don't know why traditional maps were so obsessed by making some lines smaller. Like here, I'll show you the difference. There's mine, and then I'll put on the regular map. So you can see the tropic line matches the equator, tropic, the Antarctic circle lines. They all line up. Is there any... Here, you want to see the earthquakes? Yeah, let's check out the earthquakes. That's one of my favorite ones to look at too. So I'll turn off the traditional maps for now. But you can see the traditional map, the only difference is they made some of the lines smaller, where it's not going around the whole Earth. Where I just made all of them the exact same length, where it goes a full circle around. So it's not that much different than a regular map, but I guess significantly different. Right, is there a specific area around the world that you want to see the earthquakes? My favorite one, well, the Ring of Fire. It's pretty easy to see a lot of earthquakes here. Do you want to see modern ones and ones in the past? Or I guess you want to see ones possible in the future. So let's put all of them on together. Now this is an archive of every earthquake going back to the year 1900. But there used to be a file that had even more of them. So I'm not sure why they didn't add all of them, but... So you can see the different locations and where earthquakes occur on the lines and relation. You see, most of the big ones will be pretty close to on the line. So I don't know, if I was trying to avoid living on an earthquake spot, I would definitely probably not want to live on the line. Now when it comes to Europe, there was a Romania quake that'll be coming. I don't know when. Hopefully not our lifetimes. We can see it has gone off a few times in the past. So this one section of intersection in Romania, they've definitely had some big ones there. Sevens. Where the lines interact there, and what is that, Turkey? Near Istanbul. Yeah, there's been some big ones there. Now it's neat. Depending how many layers you want to turn on the gravity well field, there is a little section by Rome. Let's turn it on. So there's a minor gravity well here, but it is very close to Italy and Rome. I think this might have been the one connected to that volcano. What is it called? Pompeii or whatever. Now it's pretty wild. If you like zoom in right to the bottom, you can see like a circular pattern. But I don't like to leave the red layer on, or even the blue layer to a certain degree. Ah, there he is. With blue turned on, it looks pretty wild. Oh, India earthquakes. Alright, let's check out that area. I know, I fucking love India. I was hoping to travel there one day. Then the whole fucking pandemic started. No, I mean, I probably should explore more of Canada first, because I haven't really traveled at all. It seems kind of weird to go all the way to another country before I even explore my own. Yeah, India is pretty lucky that this map really doesn't have any significant ones until you get into northern Pakistan. 7.6. Wow, that was a pretty big one. Maybe what I should do is add the red layer. Take a look. Oh, so there is a red layer field right below India, but it's one of the weaker layers, so I usually don't even turn it on. Yeah, you'll notice sometimes the major cities in India will line up on the lines, but that usually happens in every place. I don't know if it's because they were building it like on the solstice points when they were laying it out on the map, or it's usually because these lines follow the rivers. So all the cities will be on the rivers and they'll line up on the lines. Oh yeah, both of these cities. Yeah, so many nice cities to visit, huh? Yeah, India is so lucky in comparison to like the rest of the region. How many earthquakes everyone else gets. Maybe someone was able to stabilize India with some sort of technology. Makes me wonder. Hey, look at how the lines drew across Sri Lanka so nicely, eh? Managed to outline the corners of the continent or island pretty good. Yeah, even that one. Come on. Nah, sir, I'm just getting a little bit of lag. My new computer is coming in the mail soon, hopefully. They promised to ship it today. Ah, Potato Memes is back. Let's see what we got. Ah, Potato Memes is playing some Clone Evolution. Yeah, I'll be back to playing some video games later today. Don't worry. Yeah, using these maps on my computer uses up a lot of resources, and I don't have my computer working so good right now. So hopefully I'll be able to fix everything when I get my new computer set up and running. No, it seems like Southeast Asia, they got a lot worse with the earthquakes, right? Thailand, Burma. In 1918, there was a 7.2. Alright, so I'm going to turn off one of the earthquake layers. Yeah, when it comes to a strong earthquake of more than 8, it's going to shake the whole world. Yeah, I think that's true, right? Like, when they talked about the Alaska quake. Let's go turn off the regular quakes for now. Free up a little bit of memory on my computer. Oh, that was wrong. There we go. Now I can move again. The Alaska regions definitely had some big ones. I think this place almost holds the record, right? Let's check it out. Now I'll have to get some more files. If anyone's good at finding the KMZ files for Google Earth, please put the links in the chat and then I'll update my map to include more. I have trouble finding them. I used to be good at finding them, but I don't know. Google search results aren't what they used to be. So anyways, let's check out the biggest one I think I've ever seen. It was the 1964 9.2 quake. So if I had to guess if there was going to be another gigantic one in our lifetimes, it's probably going to be somewhere on this gravity well field, because it can produce 9s. And you can see it is a strong field coming out of there because it's produced the entire like west coast mountain range. So that's some pretty powerful energy. It's not surprising that there was a 9.2 on it. Oh, there was another big one, eh? An 8.6, 1946. Pretty much the same gravity well field. Let's turn off the blue, make it clearer. Alright, so yeah, this line has definitely got some power to it. More recently, there's been some Salmon Ridge mountain range in Idaho. A little bit of a buildup on this energy line. So I don't know if that's a good sign, bad sign. Probably somewhere on this line. Oh yeah, this one. The California quake, 1906. So this region here Maybe it is this energy field in general across this line. So maybe that was the blue field. Yeah, that blue field, it's got some energy to it. That one was near it, those two, those. Hey, thanks, Shiv. Appreciate it. No, I think the biggest shout out I should give to for people that worked on this before me, maybe I'll give a shout out to them right now. Now, I looked into the ancient records to see how many people I could find that had been working on it, and let's see, where is it? Perry Reese, Perry Reese. So I started to get the color coding and all these ideas from maps from the Turkish general, what is it, Perry Reese. So he used to draw these maps a lot. He gave me ideas for what some of the orb types were going to end up looking like once you drew in the layers. And I actually have had these like patterns form, but these ones are really hard to get to form. I find these ones are more common, these ones are more common. But let's check out maybe his full map for the one of my favorites. Where is it? I'll see if I got it here. He's actually got a whole book, and I ordered the whole book, so I have it now. But, yeah, where did I put it? I'll check the other folder. Ah, here it is. This is my Piri Reese folder. So I'll go over it quick. So this is the general from the Turkish army or fleet, navy. He was the guy that was working on these maps a lot. This is one of his best maps. It shows North America and South America. It was before the time of Columbus, so it's a pretty good map. And a lot of the orb points are the same on mine, but there is a few that are slightly different. And I was thinking that makes sense because he's drawing it on 2D, or yeah, just flat paper. And he was compiling more than one map into one. Yeah, so that's the comparison between mine and his. There's a lot of similar spots. Come on. I hate it when the arrow disappears. So Sir Isaac Newton, he developed the technology to draw these maps, and he was a famous Freemason. I found some of the tools that he invented in the museum in Toronto, so that's where I got these pictures from. It's ironically similar to the Freemason symbol. Yeah, see, that's what they're called. Sextants and octants, and they can use the sun and the moon or whatever to reflect images and get the equinox points precisely for measurements, for drawing these perfect circles around the globe. And this type of technology, you can find its way on other planets. It's not only the Gulf of Mexico that pulls storms around it, but other gulfs and other planets on the same gravity well patterns, even the entire solar system. So you can see the gravity probably is affecting everything this in a very similar way, just on different scales. I'll show you the Mars map in a sec too. It's pretty good. So yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. Einstein was always trying to figure out like how these bowl shapes work and the gravity well fields, and I think we're getting closer and closer to actually mapping their locations. But yeah, and this was the weather one, where remember I was talking about science is even admitting that gravity well fields are influencing clouds. So this is one of the examples that scientific journals gave. So like you can see the gravity waves in the clouds. That's what they call this. I think there's another scientific term for it, but I forget. But yeah, and then you can even find the location of Atlantis with this, or Hyperborea, whatever this place is called. Yeah, and that's the book that I got from Perry Reese from the museum. It's an identical copy from where all these ancient maps with these great circles are from. So I actually have this book in my collection now. Maybe I'll do some more podcasts with the book itself. I haven't even gone through it all yet. Alright, so let's get back to the map. And if you just type in Great Circle into what is it, Wikipedia or Great Circle map, it'll give you the instructions or history of them. And portalon charts are also a type of them. Alright, so let's see what other questions we got in the chat. Yeah, I appreciate you joining just randomly. It's cool. It's always nice to get random viewers, so that's why I do shows at random times. See if anyone's going to tune in and check it out. Now, I've been impressed with mainstream science's gravity well research lately. So I figured, hey, I should start sharing mine more and we'll see what happens. Maybe people can start bouncing ideas off each other and make some more progress. Yeah, South America is definitely going to have another big one when you look at their history, right? Holy shit, they had a 9.6 also? Fucking hell. 1960. That wasn't even that long ago, huh? Holy. Alright, so maybe we should update this guess, eh? Could be South America, could be Alaska. There was a UFO prophet named Billy Meyer, and he was predicting that Portland was going to have the next big one. He said it was going to be a 9-pointer and destroy the entire city. But I don't want to freak people out, because he is just a UFO guy, so who knows. Ah, there it is. Yeah, he believes that Portland will be destroyed in our lifetimes. But then that prophecy is definitely wrong for everyone who's died since he made it. I don't know, if I had to guess, he's probably somewhat accurate with Portland, because look at all these like dormant volcanoes and shit, or mountains. There's definitely a lot of energy going through there. And the river goes in through there. I'm surprised the red field, does it cut through? I almost feel like there should be one dividing it in half through there. Well, yeah, the other earthquake that most people don't hear about that's coming, well, hopefully it's not in our lifetime, is you see these two X's? X marks the spot, X marks the spot, and then the center one. Before the map of all the historical earthquakes got taken away, it used to show that there was tons here around this X, tons here, and then tons here around this X. So you can see that this X here recently hasn't had many, so it's a little bit overdue. It's weird too, it even makes like a dark circle around it in the landscape. So if I was living in Knoxville and Chatonga or whatever, I'd be prepared for an earthquake, or try to prepare as best you can. Lanta's on the line. Sometimes in my region, this is where I live, near Toronto. I'm more in the center in this region. Yeah, if you're ever from India and you want to visit a nice place that you'll be able to know everyone speaks the language, it's in Brampton. There's a huge India population here. It's nice too, because they got a lot of good shopping. The train goes through, so you can stop by pretty conveniently. Now, my city has a smaller India population, but it's growing. Our downtown has actually got huge investors from India recently, so it's starting to expand again. If it wasn't for India, I think our city's population would never have expanded downtown, because no one wanted to take the risk on it. We've had a lot of fire history. Businesses would just burn down. Now I've got some friends that are recently touring, or not touring, working in Jamaica. I like the Jamaica line. Yeah, one of these days I gotta visit Jamaica. Looks like a nice place to go. Yeah, and if anyone's wondering what's at this line where it goes into Jamaica, this is the port where they got the statue towards what's his name, Columbus. Apparently this was one of the ports that he was using. So they have a museum right there where the line goes through. Oh yeah, the Bahamas. Isn't it neat too how this island is so nicely cut? I like it. Bermuda, Bahama, come on pretty mama, to Key Largo. Kokomo. Yeah, I should check. What is that place called? Here it is. Lehigh Acres, Florida. Oh, nice. Now this is where my family actually owns some land. So if I ever go to the land we own, I'll be visiting Lehigh Acres. Looks like a pretty nice place. Yeah, go figure, eh? Not even that far from the Bahamas. That'd be sweet. If you owned a plane and you lived in Lehigh Acres, you could just fly to the Bahamas for the weekend whenever you want, eh? Man, rich people are so lucky. They're like living the dream down here. Definitely no snow to shovel there today. Oh well, I like having winter, at least part of the year. Now I'm surprised that the Africa gravity well field has pushed the land away so much, and they don't have history of earthquakes here. The only thing I could guess to that is maybe this was a really old one and it's already finished pushing. I don't know. Because it has already pushed it significantly away from the center. Yeah, sometimes I like to zoom in on this one, see what's here. It's like, does this little town even know that they have a gravity well field right there? What I'd like to see too, maybe I should do that, is I'll download the crop circle map and then put it on this, see where it lands. See if I can find one. If anyone has a link to it, let me know. I don't even know if it exists, so I'm just checking. Crop circle location KMZ file. Google Earth. I'll try typing that in, see if it returns anything. Looks like there are a few, but I haven't found one yet that I can download. Here someone's mentioning the KMZ file. Fuck, it looks like there's a different file for each crop circle. Like, you gotta be kidding me. Someone didn't make one universal one with all of them? Here it is. Greatest crop circle database in the world. This should have it. I don't see the link to it. Fuck. It says here on this page, or the links, will be placed primary locale name and date where the pattern was found. Continuing, of course, JPS data and a link to Google Earth KMZ. But I don't want individual files for each one. I want a map of all of them, right? Like, what the fuck? Who the hell has time to open each one individually? That'd take forever. God's sakes. So disorganized, the crop circle research community. Okay, I'll try wording it different. Map of all circles Yeah, it looks like someone's already typed the search before it came up. Again, this is just the map for one section of crop circles. Oh god, no one's made it? You gotta be kidding me. All these crop circle researchers and no one's plotted them on Google Earth yet. I don't know, if anyone's able to find it, I can't find it. There's individual crop circles marked on Google Earth, but I don't want to make, like, draw the whole map from scratch. Did anyone already draw it? God, that's annoying. I can't believe no one's made it. Shouldn't complain about it, I guess I'll have to make it, but god, that's annoying. I wish someone else would make shit. Ah, here they say they have a database, all of them. Did they compile it? No, I don't see it on here. Oh well, that's a bit of a disappointment, but what are you gonna do? Maybe that's a project, if anyone wants to do it, they can be the first to map all the world's crop circles onto one database so you can look at it and overlay it onto different locations. Or onto the whole globe. Check out different locations. Yeah, it's funny to spin it. Makes me sick. Yeah, there's a good mistake. You can see it from a mile away. I'm going to try making each line 3 from now on. So when I go to grab it, it should be easier to not miss all the time. Now you can start to see that pattern that Perry Reese was talking about. It started to shape around this one. Alright, let's compare those two. Should have left it open. Alright, let's do it. Let's compare the two. Alright, you see this spot? How it lands like an island, sort of like that. You can see that shape here. And you can see that it used to go down and connect to another landmass. But this connecting down to the other landmass, it would almost have to be like it was squished together in order for it to be a smaller planet, in order for all this to line up. Next is I'll move this over a bit so you can see this side better. Now let's make this bigger too. Alright, now you're looking at this being this, and then on this map, you can see off to the center or off to the side, there's like another island or inlet. So if you go off from the side, you can see, yeah, there would have been another one there. If you squished everything together more. And then on this map, you check down here, you've got this big island chain. This map here, you look down, you would have had this big island chain that was connecting. And then on this map here, you can see a big ridge and landmass that would have connected eventually to the piece connecting Africa to it. So then we see that shape here. And it would have connected to the landmass that was bridging these two. You can even see how the Earth split. The slides between there and there, how it got stretched apart. It used to be closer together, less water, and that's what it used to look like. Oh yeah, you can't even see it because it's on that side. For fuck's sakes. Alright, I should have went to the other Google screen. Let's try that again. It's annoying. Spent all that time explaining it, couldn't even see it. Alright, so here's that, and here's that. Now imagine if the whole planet was squished together. Here, what I should do too is I'll turn off the red field. That's overwhelming. Alright, there we go. So imagine you squished everything together. This little rivet of islands would be these coming in. Or rivers going into the center. Rivers going into the center. Then you have the... Here, let's start with Africa. So here you have the Africa, or as it calls it, A something. So it makes that continent. And then this would have been Madagascar. And if it was squished together, you can see the lines where the planet moved. So that's where it used to be squished together. So you used to get that. And then this continent here that wraps around would have been Antarctic when it used to connect to that. And then this island chain here with mountains would have been these. Bless me. Alright, so let's go and check out the South America side. So you can see from the center of this, you have to go off and you'd find more rivers and another big circular depression. So you look off and yep, there's another circular depression. So that's that spot. But yeah, then you can see too how the map goes in like this. You can almost see that's how the shape of South America is. So I think this and this used to be closer together. It used to be squished. You can even see the lines where it moved. It used to be squished closer. Oh yeah, then this where it branches off and it's got all the rivers. This branches off. There's a whole bunch of rivers in here. This is the Amazon. The Amazon here. This would have been the Amazon on this map. See? The Amazon. So I don't know. The only thing when they say about this map here, what is it, Hyperborea or Atlantis or whatever it's supposed to be, they're saying that it was a cold Arctic location for this place, Hyperborea, and they're saying that Atlantis was supposed to be warm. So maybe it is two different little places. The only thing I'm thinking of is when this was squished together like this, it used to be warm. Because here, the Antarctic, it has the remnants of palm trees and shit. So that's the one thing I'm thinking is maybe it is both locations, just at different times. At one point it was freezing, at one point it was very hot, depending when. When you squished everything together, it was probably much warmer then. So this would have been the distance between Africa and America, and back when the planet was that much smaller. Can you imagine the planet used to be that small? It's pretty fucked up. Wonder what caused it to expand so rapidly. Or maybe it's not rapid, it took billions of years, we just never realized it because we've only been watching recently. Yeah, so to think long ago when these used to be squished closer together, there would be a river in between them at one point. That's not that hard to believe. Because you can already see the evidence that they did squish or pull apart from each other there. Now, if anyone wants to see the evidence for the poles, let me turn these off. Just so has it, the South Pole, you can see the scratch lines. It did split in half. And the orb point used to be there and all the lines used to branch out from it. It's kind of funny. So how long ago was it that our South Pole split in half? I don't know. But ever since, the weather's been switching back and forth. Some years this one's cold, other years this one's cold. That's why you find palm trees under the ice. And that's why New Zealand wasn't really colonized till recently. It was pretty well devastated when it used to be cold. Yeah, that's how I was thinking. Maybe the South Pole shifts from here to here more than it does to here to here. Because they say New Zealand got hit really bad by the Ice Age. I still don't get it. How can Australia be so close to the South Pole and yet they have such warm weather? Like tropical. I wonder why in our textbooks they don't teach us that we used to have one giant South Pole more abundantly. It's in there, but they just don't really put much emphasis on it. I think it's pretty big. Like, look at that, and then look at that. Alright, there's a better slide for it. Yeah, sometimes I make a slide version because you really need to show two at the same time. But once I get my computer running and I'll have two computers, that'll be sweet. I'll be able to show two at the same time. It's in here somewhere. Can't remember where I put it. Fucking piece of shit. Oh yeah, here it is. Or no, that's the North Pole. Ah, here it is. Finally. Now you can see how South America comes down, then you have a pole. Asia comes down, you have a pole. It's kind of weird, eh? You know, most maps don't show you how similar the pole shapes looked. How we had two different poles. I really got to make a comparison of those without the lines on it. Alright, well, looks like it's pretty late or early in the morning, depending how you look at it, so I'll start wrapping this up. So annoying. Wish that line would line up. Come on. Yeah, it is so tempting just to bend it there. Like putting it right there does look pretty accurate. Now I don't mind bending it too much. That does seem like a pretty excessive bend, but God, it makes it look so much sharper. I gotta correct this one. Alright, that's pretty close. I just gotta keep in mind that the globe is not a perfect circle, and adjusting a hair shouldn't be that bad. Especially if the yellow lines are all true. Yeah, now I think that looks sharper. Yeah, it is kind of funny looking at the pattern like that. You really don't see the earth on this angle. Hmm. Sorry, it's pretty early in the morning for me. I need to stretch a little. I was a bit hungover, so I needed a bit of vaping to help relax. It's helping. Whew. Now it's interesting that all these orb points, every one of them managed to push the land away, except for the eye of the Amazon. Right where the Amazon branches though. So it did split the Amazon there. It's also the tear of the elephant. Let's turn off the yellow. If anyone hasn't seen the elephant head before, I can show you the image. Most people don't see the elephant because it is hidden pretty well. You have to know what to look for. Alright, let's bring up the elephant. Alright, let's see. Yeah, so you see the elephant now? And how the eye happens to match right where the eye is. It says too that the elephant's head was beheaded, so he's still crying. And that's where the Amazon goes from his tears. Kind of sad, really. We should be thankful for the elephants. Yeah, so who would have known, eh? The elephant's head tied to Turtle Island. Just like the First Nations people all said was true. No one believed them. Now we learn that they were right all along. Now it's neat too when you attach South America up here to Europe and stuff. It actually does match the Pangea movement model. Which is weird because I always thought it connected down here. I think it's when it starts shrinking that all of a sudden it does connect on both. Connects all the way. From up here all the way down to here. Squishing in. So yeah, when the old legends talk about Turtle Island and then the First Nations people being asked to cut off the head of the giant, tie it to Turtle Island's tail, seems to make sense to me. And it made sense to the Hindus, the Chinese, the indigenous people of the Americas. So quite a few people all realize this. But the least popular location, this legend is not popular in Japan. Unless they're the elephant's tail, then it wouldn't be so bad. It'd be more or less popular right here. This place here thinks the legend is shitty. Now let's see, where is that place? Yeah, so according to legend, oh, it might be here. Let's check again. So, legend has it that, oh yeah, so the tail, yeah, so the tail would be there. So it'd be here. So this shaft here, or hole, the canal, this is the the elephant's butt. So what do they call the elephant's butt canal? Lazarev. I want to look the name up of that place, see what it means. Be neat if it's something to do with the elephant. Alright, they have a Wikipedia page. Let's see what it says about them. Alright, it says, do I want to read about the bay or the settlement? Let's try the bay first. Alright, let's check it out on Wikipedia. It says that it's a rectangular bay which separates Alexander Island from the Rothschild Island. I haven't even heard of Rothschild Island. Alright, it's a Russian settlement. It had 1,300 inhabitants. After Stalin died, they stopped constructing it. The village received urban-type settlement status in 1952, at which point its name was shortened to simply Lazarev. Oh, two of the main town's activities is natural gas. So there's a lot of gas coming out of this town. Natural kind. Yep, so that confirms it. The gas. The gas is coming out of the elephant's ass in Lazarev. So if science ever wanted to explain why there's so much gas there, now they know. See? The ancient legends are right. Alright, so let's do a few more corrections on the map, then we'll get going. Yeah, let's get a quick message from the sponsor. That's not the sponsor. There it is. Today's Ancient Legends were brought to us by Greg. Greg, it'll fuck you up. Woo! Welcome back, everyone. You gotta watch that sponsor. He's up to no good. Just had to rename the file folder. Always forget that which is which. Gotta label it better. Now, I think a lot of people ask when the next earthquakes are coming, but really it's anyone's guess, right? Look at this island. Got cut up so nicely. Yeah, this island looks nice. This is Chez Jackie. It's nice how my computer never loads anything. Just blank. Someone else's computer would load it in 2 seconds. Alright, so I guess next thing we'll do is we'll get a quick look at some of the things that I like to do to help raise funds for the show. If anyone wants to see more gravity well map research, make sure to check out these links. It'll help me out a ton. Alright, first one is for the free Bitcoin casino. It just gives you tiny little bits of the Bitcoins. What is it? Pennies, Satoshi, whatever you want to call it. So let's give it a roll. 151,550. Now we're up to 151,555. Woohoo! Alright, so thanks everyone. That's what's been happening with free Bitcoin. Yeah, you can do these free spins. You can get tickets for the lottery. And so far I'm already up to 77 people. So thanks everyone for helping. Let's get back to the gravity wells. Alright, next thing we'll do is check out the Bet Fury page. It's another one of my favorite Bitcoin casinos. This one's got a better variety of games. And if you want to collect the free amount on this one, just go to withdraw on the free boxes. You have to pass a CAPTCHA test. Yes, I passed. And we'll give a shout out to everyone who's been helping me with the referrals on this one. 15 people so far. This one's very new and exciting, so not many people have had time to sign up yet. And here's the shout out. Cinder's in second place. And Kilo, he's in first. So congratulations everyone who's been winning in Bet Fury. But yeah, and if you want to play the games on Bet Fury, play the in-house games. And these have the cheapest minimums. You can play these with just 1 Satoshi. So you'd be lucky if you win on these. Good luck. Alright, the other patron stuff I got, let's see here. Let's show it next. Now I've also got a patron program where so far I've already have 4 people that have signed up that are helping the show. Let's give a shout out to them. Jim, Ray, Travis, and Suki. So thanks guys and ladies. Alright, let's go check out the other affiliate links. Alright, so we've seen Patreon. I got shirts. Finishing quick is my specialty. Comes on t-shirts and bed sheets, both popular with the ladies. Hideout TV, they'll pay you to watch videos. Swagbucks will pay you to shop online. GameKit will pay you to try video games. And free Bitcoin will all those spins I just showed you before. And oh yeah, let's do a Wheel of Fortune spin. We'll save that for next episode. And Virtual Mate sex machine is for adults and men only, but if ladies need a sex machine, they know who to call if our lockdowns in Canada ever end. But yeah, Virtual Mate is a real product, kick-started crowdfunding, but it has shipped. And it gets mixed reviews, but if you want to get your hands on it now while it's still on sale, it's 60% off. And don't quote me on that, make sure you check the price, it could change at any time. Alright, so anyways, yeah, if you wanted these links and more, just click the show more information button. My website's in there, judsonweebly.com. And yes, I believe that's everything. Wow, let's go to the fire screen. If you happen to get any ancient legends in your vaporizer, tastes like shit, give the show a dislike. But if it doesn't happen, you can give the show a like. Really appreciate it. Just make sure you never buy the products from my sponsor, because it will ruin your life. Bye for now, everyone. See you later. Yeah, I almost forgot to give a shout out. Everyone in the chat. Shelly today, Shiv, and the potato beans. So thanks everyone for tuning in. One person remembered to give me a like. You're the best one person. Alright, see you later. Bye for now. We'll do some more video game content later, guys. I'll be doing the shows at 7. Who knows what time the intro will be on. Alright, later.